Hey y'all, welcome to the channel. Today we are in Hot Springs, Arkansas, and we are in search, hunting down locations where Al Capone stayed, visited, gambled, did business, and snuck alcohol during Prohibition. Secret tunnels that we'll see in this video. I hope you enjoy. Let's begin. Alrighty, finally found some parking. And I've made it to Bathhouse Row. So before we really dive into the Al Capone locations, let's briefly discuss why in the heck Al Capone from Chicago is even in Hot Springs, Arkansas to begin with. The first and foremost biggest reason is number one, because of the fact that Hot Springs, Arkansas was a safe haven for gangsters and criminals. It was really just a safe zone, making it almost like a refugee place to visit rather than all the police heat really from Chicago. Very different vibe here. For gangsters like Al Capone, Hot Springs was really a legal gambling paradise, if you will. Hot Springs had a thriving underground casino scene with clubs like the Southern and Ohio, which we will both see in this video. And they served as hubs for gambling, drinking, and of course, mob networking. While here, Al Capone would tap into the local moonshine operations to provide quality liquor during the Prohibition era. And while doing so, he would use the area's distribution routes to move alcohol back to Chicago and enjoy a sense of community among fellow mobsters. According to the museum and some historical accounts, there were even tunnels and hidden passageways used in the gangster era for escape or transport of such illicit goods. And since I cannot find any tunnels or anything, this is as close as I'm going to get to that description. But back in the day, somewhere on the street or in this general area, there was underground tunnels, back alley passageways, somewhere right under here. It says under Central Avenue. Well, guess what? This is Central Avenue. Could be a tunnel right underneath this. Who knows? The very first spot I want to take y'all to is the Ohio Club. Oh, I see the sign straight ahead. Still here today. It's coming up. I see it. The Ohio Club since 1905. My gosh, look how cool this building looks. And the sign, it literally looks like we're back in the 30s and 40s. It does not look like it has changed at all. The Ohio Club since 1905. Very popular for gambling, nightlife, and under the radar mob activity. And right outside the Ohio Club, look who it is. Very much documented that Al Capone very frequently visited and gambled here when he was in the town of Hot Springs. So right now, today it's a restaurant, still a nightclub, if you will, too. But it's time for lunch. I'm gonna go inside and bring you all along. I think it's very busy, so I don't know how much I'll be able to talk, but I will show you what's going on inside. All right, I got the Reuben there. It was so good. That was really cool to see. I'm glad there was even a piece from Al Capone's, what was it, a club that he had in there? That was awesome. Now, I wanted to say before we continue the tour, I was overhearing the waitress next to me, and she said back in the day in that very club, there was false walls, as she said, and she pointed behind a guy on the upper level where I was, and she said right behind there used to be a false wall that they would hide whatever, probably mostly alcohol inside the false walls. How cool is that? It looked like it was kind of converted into a fireplace today, but Awesome stuff. All right, let's head up the street to the Southern Club. Might as well get this shot because it's better across the street. But if you can see the sign here, I'll go zoom in a little bit. The famous Southern Club, Gambling Museum. See the escape tunnel. Ooh, we may have to do that. We'll see. I think I may tour the mob museum though, but we'll take a peek. Look how old that top of it looks. Oh my gosh, this looks flippin' awesome. The famous Southern Gambling Museum. I had no idea this was a museum, but apparently they have the largest collection of Hot Springs gambling memorabilia. I guess you gotta buy a ticket for the Wax Museum as well. Right here, back in the day, this was one of Hot Springs' biggest private gambling clubs. Al Capone is recorded as a frequent player here during the 1920s to 1930s. And supposedly when Al Capone would come here to gamble, he always requested a higher top table, up higher, just so he can keep an eye out. He liked having a view of the whole room and everybody, I guess, just kind of always keeping his eye out and, you know, on guard. Right inside here. The next place I'm taking you guys to is a formal brothel site, as well as a secret speakeasy back in the day called Maxine's. There it is, Maxine's. So this is the old Maxine's. It's a bar today. It looks like a cool little dive bar inside, actually. I guess it's still called Maxine's, but mainly on the second floor, Hot Springs was also known for speakeasies, as well as we talked about, hidden passageways for gangster activity. And one of the most successful in town was Maxine's right here, catering to professionals, politicians, and gangsters. I don't think I'm gonna go in for a beer, but if we have a little peek, it looks really cool today. Wow, that's awesome. Maybe later I'll come in. I've made it to the Gangster Museum, which I do believe I will tour today. The tour time is not for another hour though. It's a guided tour, so. Well guys, I was legit going to tour this Gangster Museum, but as I've feared and I've heard from other YouTubers, I went in and I just asked the woman straight up if I could film inside. She said no. So I'm like, well, I'm not gonna pay $20 to tour it if I can't bring y'all along with me. So anyway, with that being said, I think we're gonna go get a ticket to that Wax Museum so we can see the flippin' secret exit tunnel that supposedly is still here today. So let's head back up the street. Well, we are touring the Mob Museum and we're inside the Southern Club, and it looks like they have no problem with me filming. So thank you, Jesus. Much appreciated. I want to see the escape tunnel. I'm not going to bother you guys. I mean, this is pretty cool, the Last Supper, but I'm not going to bother you guys with the Wax Museum, but I do want to tour the gangster stuff. She gave me this pamphlet, super nice. Read along with me if you will. This building, built in 1893, was the Southern Club Casino, a private club that stayed open until the ban on gambling, late 1960s. It opened as a wax museum in 71. Everything in this exhibit is from the Southern Club Casino, including the bar. The Southern Club was the largest and most popular casino in Hot Springs, which attracted the likes of Al Capone, Bugs, Lucky, Oni, and more. Okay, I'm glad I actually wasn't able to tour the Mob Museum because I wasn't going to tour this, but I think this is actually better because there's actual stuff. So this is the actual bar that was in the club when Al Capone was here. Try not to get my reflection. Center of your screen, that permit was the last one ever issued to this casino in 1967. Oh my gosh, okay, I know this is not Al Capone related at all, but check that out. Did not expect this. either next year or the year after, I'm planning to retrace John Wilkes Booth's steps from when he shot Lincoln to after. Stay tuned for that. This roulette table is the original Southern Club roulette table and still works today. Wow. Al Capone could have played right here. Original bathroom. Hard to see, but they said these stalls are original too. If we take a look inside here, everything including dice, chips, Zippo lighters are all from the original Hot Springs casinos. These nickel and quarter machines are original to the club and they actually still function today. Wow. Hot Springs was known as Sin City and nothing was off limits. Sin City before Las Vegas became Sin City. Original dice from all major casinos in Hot Springs. That is so cool. Of course they had to have a wax figure of Al Capone at the blackjack table. That is pretty cool, I have to say. There's a shot of Bathhouse Row back in the day. All right, found it. This was the original escape route. I know the glare is tough. There we go. Guys, we are in the old Southern Club and still to this day is the original escape route. And up here, you could see that's the mountainside. Go straight up. Oh my God. How cool is that? It says this building used to extend back to the mountain, but in the early 60s, a landslide destroyed 20% of the building. If you look out the back window, you will see a safe with a hole in the side. Oh, there it is. You guys can't see it, it's pretty hard, but to the left, there's a safe with the hole in the side. The casino owners had to dig down the mountainside to get to that safe, loaded with over $5 million worth of silver and cash. Let me see if I can get you a better view. If you look to your left screen, all the way to the left, there's that brown box with a hole. That is the original safe. Holy cow. These are all chips from the casinos. Original Southern Club chips. All these different clubs. The Ohio Club, there you go. Wow, that was so cool. I'm so glad I actually ended up touring that rather than the Mom Museum. Walked out. Just passed by the historic marker for Bathhouse Row, and if you're interested, thought I would read it. The health benefits of taking the baths were a primary reason for baseball coming to Hot Springs. The players tended to drink heavily, Babe Ruth for sure, and believed the hot bath regimen could boil out the impurities in their systems. For gangsters like Al Capone, Hot Springs was really more than just a hideaway or a place to do business. It was really a resort town as it is today. I mean, it's the weekend. It's slammed here, absolutely nuts. So gangsters, obviously including Al Capone, can not only come here to do business, but like I said, all their colleagues were here. Gangster world back then, it's like everybody knew everybody. I'm sure when Al Capone came here, everybody knew him. So he was among colleagues, among friends in the same business, and they can basically go hang out here without worry about the law. Not only do business, but come soak in the bathhouses. An image of a men's bath hall around 1920 taking place in this building right in front of us, but just imagine Al Capone being one of these guys, you know? Even look at that, inside those containers, that's crazy. Well, in case any of you are wondering, I know some of my channel members are wondering because they're pretty silly. No, your buddy Nick is not going to bathe in a bathhouse on this trip. Not for me. It does feel extremely hot even from here, so I have to stick my hand in. Oh my gosh, very hot. I have to say, as I'm sitting here in this rocking chair, one of the bathhouses, I can totally see why Al Capone and the gangsters love this spot. I mean, why not? You don't have to worry about the law. It's a safe haven. All your buddies are here. And in the daytime, you can come here, chillax like this, go to the bathhouses, and at night, you do your gambling, you do your business. There's the secret tunnels. I mean, what more can you want? It's the perfect place to go. Welcome to our next spot, the Arlington Resort Hotel and Spa. The Arlington Hotel hosted such baseball notables as Babe Ruth, Lefty Grove, Hank Greenberg, Jimmy Fox, and Joe DiMaggio. Good old Joe stayed here. I wonder if he was with Marilyn Monroe. Probably not. When Al Capone came to stay in Hot Springs, this is the exact hotel he would stay at. He would, every time, stay in the 4th floor, stay in a suite, and a lot of times he would rent out majority of the 4th floor for his guests. Now, it's still a suite today, and there's a plaque outside that says the Al Capone Suite. Surprise, I am staying here tonight, and my plan is to go to the 4th floor so we can at least see where the Al Capone Suite is. If I get lucky, maybe we'll get inside if it's not occupied, but stay tuned for that. I don't know at this moment. I didn't check in yet, so we'll see. But this is where he stayed. Inside. Look how old and historic and cool this looks. Oh my gosh, I am so excited. I can't wait to see my room. I can 100% imagine Al Capone and gangsters sitting right here, smoking cigars, discussing business. Perfect ambiance. Al Capone being who he was and coming here frequently and everyone knowing him, I can just imagine him walking down these steps as I am and coming out to the main lobby and everyone just looking at him, admiring in some way. Okay, I've made it in. I'm checked in the hotel. Almost reminds me of like The Shining. But now, I'm going to go to the 4th floor. Going to the Al Capone Suite. Do I go right or left? Well, I don't go left because that's a dead end. It's kind of creepy that there's like nobody else here. Well, we'll go search for the Al Capone Suite. Guys, I found it. Check that out. My gosh. How cool is that? 443 if you're interested. It has its own doorbell. Oh my God. So this is the suite he stayed in. That is mind-blowing. It's surreal to be standing right here to know that infamous gangster Al Capone, every time he came to Hot Springs, this is where he would stay. And you can stay here. I have no idea. I'm sure it's very expensive, but oh my gosh. Absolutely amazing. And then to think too that not only his suite, but a lot of this floor, he would rent out all these rooms for his friends and guests when they would come to Hot Springs together. I'm sure other gangsters, mobsters. I would say this is like the mobster floor right here where we're at. Can't believe it. Can't believe it. Now, in case you were wondering, I did ask at the desk if I can go in and see it, and they said, unfortunately, there is a guest staying here this weekend, so it is occupied. But I'm glad that we got to at least come up and see the outside. And I'm sure if you Google image, you could see images. I'm not going to throw it in, but you could see images of that suite. So cool. That was a highlight for me. Just wanted to give you guys a quick view of my hotel room, since you'd probably think it's interesting how old it looks. Look at this thermostat. It's beautiful though. I absolutely love old hotel rooms like this. This is one old looking bathroom. Look at this toilet. When was the last time you were in a hotel and have seen a toilet like that? Well, y'all, it's gonna be it for this video. I'm signing off here with Al Capone himself. I just need a cigar to match him, but if you liked this type of video, if you're interested, I did tour Alcatraz prison. It's in my dark history playlist. I'll also leave it up here. I hope to see you in the next one, y'all. Take care.